the section on resolving addictions. So many of us have got addictions. Some of us may not be aware of the addictions that we've got. Often this is the case. And in modern Western society, there are many foods on the market which are highly addictive. We've spoken before about sugar and how sugar and cocaine have got they set off the same receptors in the brain. So it just goes to show really how addictive these foods can be. Fats as well, hydrogenated fats, we can be addicted to. Salt, there's so many different things. I mean, that's without things like drugs, alcohol, coffee, all the things that we know we can be addicted to. So where do these addictions come from and why have we got them? Addictions can come from many different places. Often we can have addictive personalities because of our parents, for example. Our parents may have had addictions, then we've learned from our parents to become addicted to the same things. Sometimes it can have the adverse effect, or for example, some children who have alcoholics as parents will grow up actually to work with alcoholics and to be alcohol free for the whole of their lives because they've seen the amount of pain that their parents and family members have been in. So that's one place it can come from, is like conditioning, and it can come from our parents, but it can also be like people think that it comes like, oh, my father or my grandfather had it, so I'll have it. But this can be common also because they've carried the same deficiencies down the line into their system. So for example, if my grandfather had a deficiency in zinc, and then that went down to my father, which then eventually came down to me. Now zinc is known, within the naturopathic world, zinc is known to be linked with addictions, and when zinc is low, then people will often play out addictive behaviours. So this is something we look at when we have one-to-one sessions with people, is to have a look at the history and to have a look where these potential flaws maybe would have come from. So another way to solve addictions is by hydrating, because if we dehydrated, then we may be going for stimulants. Usually we're addicted to stimulants. Why are we addicted to stimulants? We want a stimulant because usually we're feeling tired. So if we get hydrated, then the tiredness will be less, so then we won't be feeling the need to go for these addictive things in the first place, or these stimulants. Again, when we're more alkaline internally, then we don't crave these acidic foods externally. Now I wish that more people would know about this, because especially in the drug and alcohol world, this can be a lot easier way, or a double way of getting towards conquering these addictions. Because if you're only going on the mental, emotional, or only going on the physical, then you're not combating it from every level, which we can do. Likewise, if you combat it from the physical, naturally sometimes the things from the mental and emotional levels also start to cleanse. So it's doing what we can, and it's very simple actually. If we start to change our diet, then like the very simple thing of having like a high pH water, so if we have no water that's over 7 pH, many tap waters now are like 5, maybe 6 pH on the acidity level, dependent upon where you live. But if you're living close to the city, for example, then it's more likely to be more acidic. So if we're having alkaline based waters and our diet isn't very alkaline also, then the likelihood is that we're going to be able to get over these addictions a lot easier.